It's a boxing lesson, isn't it?
Hey, guys on two different levels. Ortiz trying to chase down the hurry.
Tries to open up, he catches him recently. Mayweather says no, and Ortiz doesn't like it. The crowd going absolutely crazy. Anytime Ortiz ignites, so does the crowd. One of the few bright spots for Ortiz in the fight so far.
And again, he almost got there.
That's the trouble with Mayweather. A lot of people almost get there. He was hit pretty good in the second round in his last fight by Shane Mosley, but I think you said earlier that's...
You know, at that point in time in the fight, that was the second time that he had did that, you know, like with the head, you know, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to watch a little. Of course, we got to watch the climax of this. This was classic, though, you know. Devon Alexander and Victor Ortiz are supposed to be fighting in February. It's not known exactly, but we are hearing, I mean, the exact card, but we're hearing Fox Sports 1, a headliner, you know, around the time of between that week after Mikey Garcia versus Sergey Lipinets, February the 10th, and Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios is that next week. So we're hearing it could be on Fox Sports 1, or don't be surprised if they just say, well, you know, let's put it on that Danny Garcia card. But it'll likely be officially announced sometime in the next couple of days with Devon Alexander pretty much confirming that, yeah, the fight is happening. But, yeah, we got to watch this classic shit. Please subscribe. We're going to talk about the fight. We're going to talk about the fighters. And we're going to talk about the fact that this is somewhat of a career match in a way for both of these fighters. Even though Devon Alexander is just coming back, if he loses, you know, he's going to still be getting fights, but he's never going to be looked at as being like, you know, caliber again, you know? To whereas if Victor Ortiz loses, especially depending on how he loses, he's just done. So please subscribe. We got to watch this. We got a little bit more highlights, and we're going to critique it all, talk about it, you know, and we're going to educate you on the sport.
All Shane did his other night. But even though Ortiz had that real nice flurry, he's not winning this round. That was his only flurry.
And his flurry was like sizzle and steak. He didn't really get much of it in.
And the chant goes up, Ortiz, Ortiz, Ortiz.
Come on, y'all all know how this went, don't y'all? We all know how this went.
But on the three judges score.
Duh, really? I mean, I guess I can talk over it. We all know how it went. I can talk over it. So, Victor Ortiz, last loss was against Andre Berto. Here's the thing about Victor Ortiz. We've learned that Victor Ortiz has a chin issue. We've learned that if you touch him in the right spot on his chin, you'll knock him down. But the thing is, even though he may not be hurt, he'll act like he's hurt. Oh, here it is. Son of a bitch.
The point. Well, headbutt. Point, headbutt. And it wasn't intentional headbutt. That really hurts Ortiz because he was having one of his most aggressive rounds in the fight. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Let's go.
Oh, and then as Ortiz tries the sportsmanship, Mayweather makes him pay. What a rookie mistake there by Ortiz.
It's up to 7 and 8. He's not going to make it. 9 and 10. It's all over. He's still out.
Now, a lot of people thought that he could have still got up after that. And then when you look at, it was another instance
as he crawls to
during this, you know, like where he could have got up and he didn't. It's just like, you know, like Victor Ortiz is entertaining and he does bring in, you know, views and everything like that, you know, and, you know, but it's just how many times are people going to believe in his heart? Like he'll be winning the fight, just like with Andre Berto, he put him down, but then he'll go on and he'll quit, you know, or it'll look like that he'll be able to continue, but he'll just say like, nah, I'm not getting up. Now, understand, we know that he got his jaw broken by Jose Zito Lopez, and a lot of fighters who get their jaw broken, even if they get their hand broken, or some fighters like, like Kell Brook who get their eye socket broken. They're going to be much more defensive in that case. But in Victor Ortiz's case, look right here. And the way it be looking is that, like, he can continue, but he just be like, nah, I'm just not going to get up no more, This was just, he won his last fight. This was the fight before when he fought Andre Berto. You think he can do Ortiz Berto 3? See, the thing is, Ortiz does have some, like, now look, it looks like he can get up, but he's just like, nah, man, I'm not going to act like I can. Like, he be selling it, though. He be selling the move. Look, and look, what the fuck? He looked right at the ref like, nah, you already know. Mentally, I'm quitting. It's me. I'm Victor Ortiz. I'm quitting. So, you wanna believe in him, and he is entertaining, and you'll be like, oh shit, Victor Ortiz looking sharp. Oh shit, oh! And he get knocked out, or he do like he did with Luis Collazo, like when he turned his whole ass around, and like a cat, like how cats do, put their asshole up in the air with their tail and shit, and he turned around looking. And you see Luis Collazo just like chasing him down. If he loses, and Devon Alexander does have a little bit of punching power. And even though it wasn't like, like a big fight or a big name fight, still, he looked pretty good. He came back. Well, let's go look at his resume first. Let's digress. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Cover every single major fight live. I haven't decided. We're going to be covering this fight in some way, shape, or form, depending on where it's at. Now, normally when they do like something like this Devon Alexander Victor Ortiz fight, or they'll have a card on the Friday and then have a card on that Saturday. Normally, if they do it in Vegas, it'll be like the same week. So this, if this Devon Alexander Victor Ortiz fight is his own card, I expect for it to be somewhere in the Vegas area of the the Denny Garcia versus Brandon Rios fight, if you get what I'm saying. But 27-4 with 14 KOs. You may go back to his first big fight was against Juan Urango. Then, of course, Timothy Bradley. This was being so hyped up at the time, I remember. And, it turned out to not be good. Very controversial win over Lucas Matisse back then. And then after that, Lucas Matisse went on to be the boogeyman of the division. And then look, Marcos McDonald. We all know where Marcos McDonald went on to. So he was on a nice little roll. Randall Baylor was at the last end of his respectable run at that time. But this was a title fight. And then he went on to fight Sean Porter and lose. And it was big talk of him and Kell Brook around that time as well. But both fighters kept having injuries. And it was that whole thing with Kell Brook and Carlson Jones. They didn't feel that Kell Brook was ready for world champion. I've been covering, these guys for a long ass time when I think about it. And the thing is, I've covered all these fights on YouTube. It's crazy, right? I've covered all of his fights except his last one. I covered all these. The Aaron Martinez fight in which he lost. Remember, he lost to, Amir Khan. Amir Khan just was too fast for him. This Jesus Soto Carras fight, he started slowing down late in the fight. Even though it was a 10-round fight, and I was wondering, like if the fight were to go a 12-round fight, like would he have lost that fight? So he's had a pretty up and down career, but in between this, as you can see, he had that one fight in this Aaron Martinez fight in which he lost, and Aaron Martinez, in my opinion, should have had a stoppage over Robert Guerrero, but that's a whole different story. That was back in October of 2015, and then he fought so that's over 2 years. That's 25 months in between the fight. And, it's no, like secret that I had my issues in the past. And that's why I'm not judging him on his, but it's been well known and documented. And they talked about it, and he's talked about how he had like an addiction to like pain pills and things like that, And once them shits get you, them shits hard to, like crack off. But now, he good. So the question is, can he beat Victor Ortiz? And in my opinion, he does have the power to, or he does have, see, we've learned that to beat Victor Ortiz, you got to break his will. We've seen it time, and time again. Damn, I thought I gotta zoom in some more. Y'all can't see it when it's on full, if it's not on full screen. You know, we've seen it time and time again. 32-6-2, 25 KOs. Out of the 6 losses, 5 of them has been by stoppage. Andre Berto, stoppage, but we just watched that. It looked like he can get up, but he didn't. You know, the Luis Collazo, stoppage. You know, Jose Zito Lopez broke his jaw. The winner of this was supposed to fight Canelo if it was Ortiz, but Jose Zito Lopez got the shot. You know, that crazy shit he did with Floyd. You know, this was a good-ass fight. You know, he's been in some wars. You give him that. He quit. You know, so it's not, you know, even though it may sound like I'm being super crazy critical, imagine if you're a gambler and, you know, this sport is, you know, like a lot of people gamble on legally. You know, and you're like, yeah, Victor Ortiz, I'm going to, you know, like he's going to knock him out and everything. And then he quit. You know, you messing with people's livelihoods, man. You know? So if Victor Ortiz wins, I'm going to be like, oh, shit, Ortiz is back. But then what is he going to do? Go on another long layoff? What does it mean? You know, is Victor Ortiz, you know, going to fight? Because at least I understand and I feel that Devon Alexander is back. If he's going to be fighting on this card and he just fought, you know, a month ago, you know, then I know he's like, okay, I want to remain active. Victor Ortiz, the type of guy that if he does win, he'll go on a long layoff. We don't see him till 2019 or some shit. You know? So it's like you have to question, okay, well, what if he does win? What is it for? What does it mean? And remember, both of these guys are not ranked right now. You know, so there's so many questions. I'm hyped for the fight. Because now we're in an era where these guys have to fight each other. Because years ago, or just a couple of years ago, you wouldn't think that Heyman would have made Victor Ortiz versus Devon Alexander right now, or this quickly after Devon Alexander just getting back. You know, normally a guy like Devon Alexander, if this was 3 years ago, he would have been on a rebuilding path for like a year. You know, fighting like 5, you know, no names in like a 13, 14-month span. But now it's like, are you back? Listen, these, you know, we don't got that many dates. You know, we don't got that many networks like we used to. You got to get in where you fit on. We got to, you know, go to the next one. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. Please subscribe. I'll links to my social media right down below in the description box. Oh, and they're right there flashing on the screen.